had suggested that the president couldn't be impeached for doing something he believed would help get him reelected. She says it's an ordinance in effect for east, west, and inland sections of Vancouver Island.
Well, I want to tell the story like this. It all started about 4 weeks ago. I had rented a Jumbo, and I wanted to get an extra 30 meters up the mountain. And I had hired pros to do the first entry into the mountain. They cut in a driveway, they built up a parking pad, probably about 15, 16 meters worth of work. And they did a great job. I really loved what they did and how they did it and the time it took them, and the cost was really good. Then I needed to make this further 30-meter path, a zigzag, up this way. And I had a quote from them, which was pretty expensive. I think it was in the roughly $4,000 to $5,000 range for this next 30 meters. And when I looked at it carefully, I really thought it wasn't near as difficult as this first part. This first part, they only charged me about $3,000. And so I thought, yeah, it's just not, that's just, the economics aren't there. So I went down to the rental agency, and I rented my own excavator, a 2-ton model. I got it over the holidays, and they were closed for a long time, so I paid essentially, what was it? $900. No, it turned out to be $750 for 9 days. Fantastic. It was a fantastic price. So for $750, I thought that I could do that 30-meter path, which the pros were going to charge me $4,000 to do, $4,000 to $5,000 to do. So, boom, done. I made my rental, got the machine out here, and you can see the results. Then I had an accident. I tipped it. It wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't a serious accident. I wasn't hurt. With a winch and some elbow grease, within 2 hours I had it straightened up. But in that first 6 seconds of the thing being over, the oil, I guess, I'm not a mechanic, but I'm guessing the oil poured out of the cylinders. The cylinders locked up, started knocking. The oil, started burning, smoke, and the engine was toast. So I had a lot of explaining to do at the rental shop. Luckily, I was insured, okay, and they were insured, of course. So, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I finally committed to, I got to get a license. I need my excavator license. So I went down and I got my license. And that was interesting 2 days. Actually, it wasn't very interesting. It was pretty uneventful. The first day was in a classroom, very sleepy as the instructor read us the textbook. The second day was out in the yard where it was a little bit cool. I didn't dress properly. And it was driving the excavator, all of which I knew how to do. But at the end of 2 days, I had my license. So now, in perpetuity, I've got a Japanese excavator license. So then I look at the quotes that the pros have given me, not just for the 30 meters, but then up at the top where the eventual house is supposed to be built. I had another quote from them. It was in the $6,000 range. There's some rock up there. There's quite a few trees left remaining, all cut down, but they still have to be moved around. There's a lot of leveling that has to go on. And they gave me a quote that didn't include very much space, and it was another $7,000. So I decided, nope, I got my license. I know how to do it. I've done this 30 meters, and I can do it myself. I just need an excavator. I didn't want to rent another one. The relationship is just a little sensitive with the rental agency right now, despite being fully qualified. So I bought one. I got on Yahoo Auctions and working through the Japanese pages. That's where I bought the Bobcat, 3 weeks ago or so. And I had a good experience with the Bobcat. So I made a bid on the excavator. I got it for a good price. It seems like a good excavator. We'll take a walk around. And I'm ready to go. I'm feeling pretty good about things. So that's my story. Yeah, let's talk about the delivery just a little bit. Okay. We've got a little bit of drama going on here in the middle of a road, so I want you to stay with me. But we've got the Yumbo, which we're going to take off of the truck now. The driver can't get it into my little road, and so he has to unload it here on the big road, and we got to drive it about 2 kilometers up the road to the mountainside. Okay, so we've had a fairly big hiccup in the delivery of the excavator. He couldn't get his big truck all the way, onto this road, and I don't have a truck, nor do I have a license for a truck that's big enough to carry that. So I'm driving the excavator up to the mountain, 2 kilometers, and I'm leapfrogging with my car because my dog's in my car. So I've got to do a little walking, and I've got to do a little driving, and my doggy has to wait in the car. So I've just gone up the hill, parked my car up there, walking back to the excavator, pick it up, and I'll leapfrog. Landed back at the Yumbo, and now I'm gonna get in it again and drive right up this road. Guys, some of the storm damage. After I moved the Yumbo up to the driving pad next to the Bobcat, I'm gonna spare you the amateur walk around. I don't know this vehicle very well. I'm not a mechanic. This is my first set of work vehicles that I've owned. And so my description and my walk around is really more for my information more than it is enjoyable for the viewer. I'm very happy with the product. It seems to be in good working order. One thing which I didn't notice until after a day's work was the arm cylinder. That's the Actually, no, the bucket cylinder, not the arm cylinder. The bucket cylinder has a very slight leak in it. I've already researched how to replace the seals on the bucket cylinder, so I'll probably do a video of that in the coming weeks. It doesn't seem to be leaking bad, but I'll probably replace it and get into the maintenance angle of this. Right away, we're gonna have a look at the engine, and I hope you're as excited by it as I am. Perhaps not. I mean, is that the cleanest looking engine you've ever seen? I mean, it looks brand new. So I'm ecstatic about this part. I mean, not knowing very much about engines, I was a bit worried because he didn't post any pictures of the engine in his auction site. So I was worried that I'm going to get a nicely painted shell of a machine with a really crappy engine. But I mean, this is clean, clean, and I don't see any leaks. There's no signs of scorching. There's no obvious wear and tear on any of the parts. The Okay. So it starts nicely. The safety feature seems to work, kind of a little bit finicky, but anyway, this is my new excavator, and then we've got the trail to head up to next sunny day. Might even be tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna cover this thing up for the night. Keep it out of the rain. Learn how. I bought some basic tarps, so cover them up and get into some cadence there with keeping it clean and keeping it dry. Okay.